Hello, hello, hello. Another train show review today in Temple, Texas. This show took place on the September 16th and 17th. This video actually was taken on the 17th with a Sunday. I actually was not at this show for the Saturday portion, but you can see we're in here. This first room was just nothing but layouts. There might have been one table in there. The show is officially called the CENTRMOD 41st Annual Temple Model Train Show and RPM Show. I don't really know what made it an RPM show, but that's what they called it. Looking at a few tables to start out here. I want to point out to begin with, I would estimate that this show was around 155-ish tables. And let's say, in terms of breakdown of the items available, probably about 80%, maybe even a little bit more, of the stuff on tables was HO, and maybe about 10% it was O, 5% N, and then everything else. Let's see. To get into the show was $10. $10 admission fee. They did offer a $1 discount to seniors, so check out those Broadway Limited locomotives. Check out those prices too. Here's one of the layouts. This was the only O gauge layout. Look at that auto rack. They have one O gauge auto rack sitting there. But this is John's trees. He makes some pretty awesome trees. Another guy that sells boxes. But they had one O gauge layout, and they had one HO layout, which we're gonna see right after we look at Harris Hobbies here. Or no, wait, this is Brad's Trains. Yeah, this is Brad's Trains. My bad. And then there was two N-scale layouts. As far as the vendors, let's see, Harris Hobbies was here, and Brad's Trains, and then Spring Creek Model Trains. They were here. So you had three pretty big retailers hanging out at this show. So here's the HO layout. Really, really nice looking layout. This steel facility that we just passed right there with all those ore cars. It was a really nicely detailed scene. They even have a drive-in movie theater. So they had free parking at this show, which not all shows do, and also the club members, the staff of this show were very helpful. They'd help you as a vendor. They'd help you load up your car and unload your car. It was really nice. I'm sure they were helpful for the guests as well. Some quick thoughts just in general on this show was it was a 2-hour drive for me, but I would drive probably 4 hours for the show. It was a good show. I know people came here from Houston, pretty much anywhere in Texas. I mean, this is a fairly central location in Texas, and I hope they get people from all over because it is a good show. This particular video, like I mentioned, was taken on Sunday. They had a really good amount of people there for a Sunday. The show did well on a Saturday as well. So it's just a good show. Here's the CENTRMOD, the actual table for the from the club that hosts the show. But yeah, it's a good show, and I would recommend it. And of course, just a reminder that when you're at a show, a train club that's hosting it, most of the time, when they're selling, they're going to be one of the best ones to buy from. They get all their stuff free because it's donated to them. They probably don't want to really jack with much of it, so they just will want to sell it cheaper. And so, plus, when you're buying something from them, your money is helping that train club. So I would definitely recommend really, really check out the table for the club. Any club at a train show. It doesn't have to be this one, but any show. Always make sure to check out because you're probably gonna get some good deals that way. Of course, I always have good prices. My stuff's to the right there, but we'll look at it again here. I like the way this building's set up. This is the second time I've ever been to this show, and I just like how they have the tables set up. It's not just strung out in individual little rooms for the most part. You've got all your tables in one spot, one big room, and there's my stuff. And it doesn't seem as chaotic that way. By the way, I just want to remind anyone, if you ever do find something that you want to buy for me, and there's a train show coming up that's in the Texas area, most likely I will be going, so let me know, and I can bring it to you. You can save the shipping. You have to deal with meeting me, but maybe that's not too big of an issue. Here's some toy trains that are... This guy's high. Let me just put it that way. That stuff's high. Here's Spring Creek with their 10 or 20-ish tables of stuff. They definitely pack it in there. They get a lot of stuff in a small area. Those Moloko boxcars. I just saw a Rock Island one. I just saw it right there. Those are pretty impressive. Gotta try one out. I'll have to eventually. I think they're 50-foot boxcars. Yeah, they'd have to be. There's some Roca Models racks down there. We're getting over to Heidi's Toys. They get a little bit of HO stuff. There's some BNSF Walters Bethgons. Now we're back to the expensive stuff. More O-gauge stuff. Moving on down. Here's some O-gauge stuff at the end. These blue tables. And out this door, which we won't actually go through, but that's where you find all the concession stands and stuff. There's some more HO. This person is also a little high, in my opinion. Out here's a few more tables. We got mostly in, but some HO. This is actually Steve Gardner. He will make you a deal. He's a helpful person, so stop and see him if you're ever at a show that he's at. So here's the room with... they just filled this room with an in-scale layout. I was very impressed by how large this thing was. And they had some pretty long trains running on it. There was a nice hopper train that we're about to see coming around over here that had nothing but the black KCS covered hoppers. Here it is right here. You can see that thing. That is... a lot of KCS hoppers. Huh. Look at it. Look how far it's going. Just a long train. I was very impressed by that. This was a nice layout too. I didn't watch it for a very long time, but they didn't even seem to be having any track problems. which is impressive for N-scale in my opinion. I've never really messed with it and not had to just mess with it all the time. They seem to be doing well with it. Had an interesting NASA scene down here. It was hard for me to really get to it because there's so many people in that room. But I did my best. They must have been from Houston, being that they're NASA people. Yeah, it's a pretty good town scene. But anyways, we're getting close to the end of the video. If you guys like it, please like the video. Please subscribe. Let me know if you ever need anything via Facebook. Check out the HO Hub. See ya.